Good morning, guys and girls and followers of my channel. Today is a bit different because, as you can see, I've got a t-shirt of a certain band what I have got connections with. This band is called the Ladykillers. They're a Birmingham band, local band, and because the weather's a bit naff, I've decided to do a little chat about them and their history. Now, this was their like an EP of their first, what they did as a test. And then later, they did this CD album. Well, I have a lot of connection to it because I helped them to produce it and get it all pressed and done. And this is the little booklet with all the names of the band, if you can see me. And this one shows, if you can see it, pictures of all the band: Mark, John, Richard, Christopher and Tim. Mark is the father of Richard and Christopher, and John is Mark's cousin, and Tim is their friend. Bit like the Beach Boys. Bit of a laugh, because there is a connection with the Beach Boys, because some time back they did a song called Pet Sounds, and he did a sneaky video of Brian Wilson in concert. He did get away with it because he had to sneak it out, but he sort of edited it and connected it to the song. Now, the history behind that song is it got picked up by someone in America and it got put on a tribute album to do with Carl Wilson, one of the Beach Boys, who passed away. And later, the other connections to it is that certain people who we got friends with, well, Mark, the lead singer, got friends with. They got to know him. He got to meet Brian, and he got to chat with Brian, and that got to know him. And I got to see the Brian Wilson with Mark as well at Birmingham, but he got to see him at Symphony Hall with his wife. Now, this album has a dedication to, that is Mark's sister, that's dedicated to Mark's sister. This young lady has got a connection with one of the tracks, and the track is, where are we? Vinny Ridge. What he said is all about the war, First World War, and the Vinny Ridge. And in the song, that young lady actually reads the letter from the great grandmother. Well, letter to what was written, sent sent to the great grandmother 100 years ago. So she got to read it on the album. As you can see, there's dedication to all the people connected that have, who's known and who's connected and that, and so you can, if the cameras picked it up, there's a certain person from Nashville called Stephen Gerrard who is a big fan of the Ladykillers, and he plays them quite a bit on their show at the weekends. Other well-known people is Mick Shackner, the Time Minders, that's Roger and that who connected. And on this side, you can see, if the camera can pick it up, that I am executive producer, because I helped to get it all rolling and that. And it's this CD actually got mastered at Abbey Road. I don't know if you can see that. It mentions Abbey Road, and all songs was mixed and produced and mixed by the Ladykillers. Now, a bit of history about the Ladykillers. Now, before I go into the history, they did play this festival. If you can see it. I don't think you can see all the name, but their name is down there on the list of people. That was at the Cabin Pub and the Cabin Club in Liverpool. They played there twice, and then they got invited to Los Angeles by the person who's like the organizer of the International Pop Overthrow Festival, to do a set at Molly Malone's in Los Angeles. And that's where we met Deb, who put us all up, all 9 of us and that. So, going back to the history of Ladykillers, they originally started off a different name with different lineups. Their original name was -1, and they played at the Fox Swarmley, a folk club. And the way they got that name was there was one person that they was waiting for, and he didn't arrive, and they said, "What's your name? What do we call you?" So Mark came up with -1. So that stuck with them as they progressed. Then that band sort of folded. And then later, Mark started off with Tim, the bass player, Housewives and Dogs. And they did a few songs like Pushing Up Daisies. I think they did Captain's Calling and now my memory's gone. Honolulu Baby, I think, not Honolulu Baby, a Hawaiian song sort of. And then that faded out, and then they went on to form the Ladykillers with Mark's 2 songs. It started off with Mark, Richard, Chris, and Tim. And then later John joined them, because he was originally with them with Mark when it was a -1. But he joined with them and that. And there was a few changes in the lineup, so it at this time it sort of stayed this lineup. So lately, Mark did a vinyl album. I have not got a copy because he didn't give me one. Because if I would have had a copy, I would have showed you that and promoted that. And that was pop. I can't think of the name. I expect Mark will tell me the name here in the messages. But going back to Teetering on the Brink, this photos was taken at Kenilworth Castle. All the photo shots were taken by Steve James, and all the photos was done there for the album cover, and it was mastered and that. And to do with the EP Off the Rails, as you can see, that is the railroad track through Sutton Park. You can't when they did that, you could get down to the railway track, and there they are, all standing on the track, posing for the photo. But now you can't get on there. You would get arrested and that. There is a few, they have gone a few videos what's on YouTube. If you go to the Ladykillers website, YouTube channel, you will see some videos. There is a couple of videos of them at the cabin on my channel where they do a cover version of Summer Afternoon, Summer Days by the Kinks. So if you like to have a look at that and see their cover version. Lately, Mark's been doing the main work on the Pops. I can't think of the name of the album. What it is? He did all the work for that and did it on the name Ladykillers. Tracks like The Electric Car. That was one track. And Bob. Uncle Bob, I think it's called. I have heard it, well, I haven't really heard it properly, but I've heard bits of it. And it has been played on Steve Gerald's radio show. And I expect he'll be playing it again now he's got his new radio show. We, in 2011, that's when we got invited to Los Angeles to do the International Popover Festival, and I came with them and filmed some there at the Molly Malone's. So that was an adventure for them. They did the Liverpool one twice, the cabin and the pub, and they got quite a good reception, and quite a lot of people went up there from Birmingham. And as you can see, I've nicked the T-shirt what Mark had printed, because this is the only original one. So Mark, here's your T-shirt. So yes, so they've been going for some time and that. The only problem, nobody's really picked them up. They have got a couple radio interviews over here, one down in Devon, and I think they did one in for the BBC Birmingham, WM, I mean, BBC Birmingham, that's going back years. WM, they did an interview, and I think they played a couple of their songs, but nothing's really come about their music. But if you see this video and you like it, you can head to the Ladykillers YouTube channel and have a listen, watch their videos. Because one video that is called Pushing Up Daisies has actually got me in it, pictures of me in it, because the way they've done it with pictures of people through the ages and that. And there is a few pictures of me, and of me very young, and as I changed over the years. I had more hair back then, and I even had a moustache. Yes, and they even sort of had their own studio, they rehearsal studio at one time. That was at Tim's and that. And it's a shame that Tim, because a bit later on, a few years later, we lost Karen. That was Tim's wife. So Tim sort of drifted away. We haven't heard how he is and what he's doing, and it's a shame, because he's been a big part of the band and that. And it's a shame we don't get to speak to him or hear how he is. He's sort of cut himself. After he lost his wife, he sort of, just went off the, not went off the roads, just you know, just cut himself off everybody, and that was a shame because yeah, there is quite a few songs on there. There is one about Carol Vorderman. The Garden song was done by Tim. What's like a bit of rocky song, and there's even a song about the old band Housewives and Dogs. Yes. There's the country song Memories of Her, which Richard wrote, and there is a video of that where we're going on to Los Angeles, set in Los Angeles on the plane, and that's a really good video. And that one of their songs, Captain's Calling, that is a really nice, catchy song, because what they did, they did a recording it, rehearsed it at someone's place, and they did a really nice job. But that was before Tim joined them, one of the early lineups, because the lineups for the Ladykillers had changed quite a few times, but this one is like the latest one, and the one what it is now. But I mean, the one person who is, you know, sort of drifted off, who would be still, is Tim. That's Tim with a hat. He's sort of, as you can see, Mark has got his Beach Boys t-shirt, and the building behind, as you can see, is Kenilworth Castle. And that's my little talk about Ladykillers. So if you enjoy this little chat, and you like to hear the music of the Ladykillers, a Birmingham band from Birmingham, England, and they're Stephen Gerrard's American radio show does play a bit of quite a few of these songs, because he's like a big fan of theirs. You know, people have picked up the Ladykillers, but no one's sort of promoted them over here. So this is my little way of trying to get people to notice them and look for them. You can get them on Spotify. You can listen to their music in that, because they have tracks. But I cannot play any stuff, because if I play any stuff of theirs, it will be blocked by YouTube, even though I am sort of like connected to the band, and I know the person who owns the copyrights to the songs, all the songs. He's actually produced them and sort of did them at home. Even the vinyl album, Peeps, that's what it's called. Now I remember the name. He's actually done that. He only done a few copies on vinyl, and for shame, he didn't give me one. That's bad for you, Mark. Because if he had gave me one, I would have showed you it on my video and told you a bit more and let you see the album. But for shame, he never. That's one thing missing. But you never know. He might do some more stuff in later time. But he's just busy doing other things. But if you like to see any of the stuff by Ladykillers, you can go to the Ladykillers YouTube channel, or listen to it on Spotify, because they're the Teetering on the Brink album and songs are on Spotify, so you can actually listen to their stuff and enjoy their music. And I am going to sign off now and wish you goodbye. I hope you enjoy this video, And if you enjoy these videos, this is a bit of a change from my walks, because at the moment we've had snow and that, and I've decided to do one in the warmth of the house. So if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe, put the thumbs up and notification, and stay tuned for more talks and walks coming this way in time. I hope you do like this video, and I hope you subscribe and watch some of my other videos on this channel and my other adventures, because there's more to come, and I might do more talks later, because it seems like with certain talks people are enjoying watching them and that, and there will be plenty of walks when the weather gets better, and to look forward the Christmas adventure. So stay tuned, be safe, look after yourselves, and stay well whenever you watch this video. And it's a goodbye.